Hi, hello everybody. Today, this reading will be a bit different because in the beginning I'm going to talk a bit about what is going on in my life and yeah, maybe some of you can relate because there's often like collective themes, collective issues people are going through, and yeah, today it's kind of like sneaking back onto me, you could say, like stuff that has come up. And afterwards, there will be a collective channeled message as I'm going to prepare the piles. So if you want to skip to the collective channeled message right away, timestamps are below. And if you want to skip the collective channeled message, I would not advise you to do so because they are always often important, or often some of the piles refer back to them. But if you want to choose your pile right away, there will be 4 today, then you can skip to the timestamp below where you can pick your pile. Okay, I will see you at your pile at the latest. Yeah, and to those who are listening right now, yeah, I've said before in my last reading that I just remembered I haven't uploaded yet. I will do that later. That I notice many people in the collective are going through some stuff again. That there is still some purging going on, and the entire time I was doing pretty good, to be honest. But today it's one of those days. I've cried so much already. To me, it first happened like 2 days ago, 2 nights ago, when all of a sudden, like out of the blue, there was like this wave of sadness coming and crying. And I don't know if it's entirely me or if it's my twin. Those of you who are on a twin flame journey will affirm that sometimes you just pick up on somebody else's feelings and you don't know what's going on. And I think the main reason though was that, you know, I'm doing my manifestation work and I am actually, I've done so much, and this is why it's not surprising when stuff is now coming up, because even if we get triggered on the outside, that is just stuff that is happening on the inside. And when you do a lot of energy work, then yeah, I always say to my clients, it's like you've been burying stuff and all of a sudden it just bursts open, and then you are just confronted with things that you still need to heal. So when you do energy work, it is often kind of normal that first you might feel a bit worse. And what I have done is I have done a lot of revision work. I have taken basically every guy I ever liked, and to me that's not many guys. I don't easily fall in love. Like before my twin flame, whom I like first saw in 2018, the last time I fell in love was in 2009, 10. Met my Kyla's twin in 2009, but back then I was more in the divine masculine energy, like oppressing my feelings, because I was like 28 and he was, or 27 when we met, and he was 21. No, he was 6 years younger, and I didn't want to like a younger guy. I mean, if you're like in your 30s or 40s, it's not that big of an age gap as it is in your 20s, because there's so much development going on in your 20s. So in the beginning I was fighting that connections, my feelings for him, till just 2010, when I just couldn't deny them any longer, basically. So I don't fall in love easily, never have. So there weren't too many guys, but everything that went wrong, I did revision, meaning if there have been like some sentences that have been said that were painful, you use this technique to rewrite your memory, and then you just have to have it sunk in your subconscious by either going into a trance and then envisioning that again and again and again, or if you're not that, if you can't do that, you just read it again and again and again and again and again, until when you think back of that moment, you don't think of what actually happened, but you remember the new created memory. Because as I always tell my clients, a memory, that situation is gone. It only exists in our memory and nowhere else, and there we can change it, and at the same time releasing a trauma that had been connected to that. Or it doesn't have to be as big as a trauma, but that subconscious blockage, basically. So that is what I have done. Then another technique is basically getting out of victim mode by not doing forgiveness work all the time. If you already feel like you have done that to an extent, you do the opposite by thanking them. Like, yeah, I thank you for giving me that experience because it's made me learn that, or I realized that, for example. So that is what I have done. I have then recorded those messages and uploaded them for myself on YouTube. So they're not, it's a different channel, it's my private channel. So they're not for the public. What I'm going to do is in a couple of days when I have a quiet time, I will put on some like meditation music. Like drums for me work very well to get into a trance, and then listen to what I have recorded over and over and over again to change the subconscious. So that is what I have done. And of course, energy work does take its time, and that is what happened like 2 days ago. What just gave me a hard time is that I think I've said it before. In last fall, my cat was diagnosed with tumors on his tongue, and tumors on tongues on cats are basically 100% chance for cancer. Like my vet, and she's working in a clinic, so she's operating tumors out of animals like every day, she told me, basically. So she's very experienced on that. But she said she never ever ever had a case where tumors on a cat's tongue were not cancer. So I was doing all the affirmations, I was doing my work, I was visualizing the doctor calling me after the surgery, like 2 days later, to tell me that they had the results and the tumors were benign, and that is actually what happened. So my boy does not have cancer. Instead, it's some autoimmune disease. And just half a year later, that tumor came back. And we've been to the vet last month, and she gave me cortisone. I don't know how it's pronounced in English. Medicine. I have to give him daily in order to. Yeah, she said there's like an 80% chance that tumor will shrink, it will just disappear, but it hasn't. So yeah, and I have tested several techniques, and just lately I discovered for myself subliminal messages. I have like this gut feel like this is it for me. That is like the best method for me myself. But I've only been doing that for like a week now. So daily I found some subliminal messages for pets healing. And they always say it can take up to a couple of months. Just the other day, he was yawning again. My cat was yawning, and I don't see the tumor all the time because he's just not running around with his mouth wide open, So he was yawning, and that thing was still there. And even though we had this medication, and so that just kind of like for a moment made everything question, like, does this work at all? And most of the time, I'm actually certain it does. It does. It just sometimes, and I don't have that often. I have that maybe like twice a year. I don't know. I didn't count, but rarely. That you just start to question everything. Like, is this even right? Is manifesting right? And again, I know it is. I know it is. It's just sometimes. It's a bit hard, when you do your work and you just results sometimes just take a while to come. And the problem is, the more you're worried about something, the longer it takes, because then it just has to override not just the first issue but also the worry part. So I've been trying to be relaxed and doing it, and it's just I'm still positive that it is gonna work. It's just I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so that was like 2 days ago when I just started crying and started questioning everything. But what I did then was doing my chakra meditation or subliminal messages, and I got myself back to my center. So it was basically by next morning that I was fine again. And today, just one of those days that's just, it's probably silly. Well, it's not silly. I just saw on Facebook today They had a musician, a singer that had meant a lot to me during my teenage years because she was part of a band, and that band, and they gave me so much strength in during puberty, and you know how hard teenage years can be. And so I got so much hope out of their music. And sorry, so I just heard today that she had died, and I'm really sad about that. It's I have never met that woman in my life. It's just, you know, and she hasn't done any music in like 20 years. Basically, it meant so much to me growing up, and she was not old. She was, I think, like born in 75, so like 7 years older than me. So she was like in her mid 40s, way too young. And it's just heartbreaking. She hadn't done any music in years because that band, out of nothing, became like really, 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 really famous. Really famous, and that kind of like traumatized her. And I don't know exactly what was going on because the rest of the band, they never really told the public, just something that she had some psychic mental disease because of becoming that famous all of a sudden, so that she kind of couldn't go on stage anymore, couldn't do music anymore, and couldn't even live by herself. She constantly needed like someone to take care of her because it just mentally like completely damaged her. And so yeah, so it's somebody you could say from my past that I haven't even met, but still she gave me so much strength. So I'm a bit sad. Sorry. Okay, so I know that has nothing to do with me, but it's just sad. And then the other thing is like, you know how hard this twin flame journey can be sometimes, and even though there's like this blueprint, there are a couple of blueprints that those journeys, they have like the same patterns in some way. They're still always in some way unique, and so is mine, of course. And I've never been lucky to have my twin flame really close. I just basically saw him 3 times in my life and just didn't even get much time with him then. It's so I don't have any means to reach out. He has my contact information, and last time I saw him was in February last year, and then every time I could have met him, Corona said no, and then it was cancelled. And I just learned today that there may have been an opportunity like 4 or 5 days ago to meet him, and I just learned about it basically last night. So I don't know when I will see him again. Basically, I mean, I'm just trying to remind myself everybody's been pushed out. He has my contact information, so basically that could happen any day. And most of the time, again, I am trusting. I am in my center. It's just sometimes just things come together, and then yeah, I miss him today a lot. And then something else about him triggered me today. I mean, it was a silly thing, but I got triggered, and yeah. Anyways, I don't know when I'm going to see him. And then, of course, it raised the question: did you just imagine everything? Are you stupid? Have you gone mad now? Are you mental? And I know I'm not. And the funny thing is, like 2 days ago, when I had that little issue as well, I just went on Instagram and I saw this. There was just this post, and somebody just posted like a meme, and it was just text. It just said, "Trust the signs." So I was like, "Yes, Spirit, I know." And that's an issue. I just still get signs from Spirit like all the time, like pretty much every day, every day, every day. Like that person is your twin flame, like all the time. It just he hasn't sent me any sign in a while, and he did send me some that were really explicit. Like I said something on YouTube, something about myself or like my power animal and stuff like that, and then there would something like show up with exactly what I was talking about. You know, there's just things. I don't want to get into details right now. So yeah, it's been a rough. But again, it does happen when you do energy work, and yeah, basically it's like my cat that's worrying me, because if that medication will work, then he will have to get surgery again, and I cannot kind of afford it right now. I just spent more than €1,000 on it last fall, and just, you know, I do my manifestation work, but money is like always the last thing on my mind, basically. So maybe I should try to do more of that, trying to manifest money. But there's always, to me, something that is like more important than money, and there is also like one of the things I know I have to learn on my twin flame journey is like my twin flame is wealthy, and you know, working through money issues. And it's not like I don't have money issues like money is evil. Maybe I've had those like 20 years ago. I don't have those. It's just like fear of becoming dependent on a person that is deeply rooted inside of me. So, and you know, when you're with somebody who lives on a whole different continent, and I know I cannot afford tickets to see him all the time, means like I would be absolutely dependent on him to take care of that. I just hate the idea of being dependent on anyone, and I know that that is one of the blockages that I am working on, the fear of losing independence. But anyway, so yeah, it's like some of my demons, you could say. And as I said, I did notice in the collective that there's some stuff going on. I see it, and not just in my YouTube readings, but also with my clients. I always say I am a psychic reading medium. I work on those psychic hotlines and every day, Monday to Sunday, basically, and I talk to people every day. So there's like this red thread. There's like so much coming up for many people. I think it's like the last big thing. Some people, of course, have a longer road to go, and some people are having their major breakthroughs right now and getting contact with their high soulmates, high level soulmates, higher soul connections, twin flames that haven't had that in a long time, some of them even a long time. So I'm very happy to see that. Very happy, very proud of my clients too. I'm very proud because I know it does require work, and that is why I'm talking about my story right now as well, because first of all I want to show you nobody's perfect, and sometimes stuff comes up even if you do understand everybody's being pushed out. We're creating our own stuff. I know that. It's just, you know, sometimes I'm human, sometimes the ego still creeps in, right? So, and of course, it's never the fault of the other person. It's not my twin, like his fault. He's not reaching out. Damn him. It's just, that's not it. I mean, it's obviously something always inside ourselves that we need to balance. So it just an implication that there hasn't been enough work done, that there's still stuff in the subconscious that is keeping the other person away. And so yeah, this day, I mean, when it came up first, I did my chakra meditations, of course, and I just need to do more. Maybe I have been putting my attention on the wrong stuff lately when it comes to my, well, I mean, my cat's health, I don't include that with it, but instead of balancing more energetically, it was more like working on stuff I feel, what is the word, not happy is not the right word, but not confident, you could say, about my appearance. I don't know, so I was working more on, you know, you see my picture, I'm a Snow White, dark hair, bright skin. So whenever I've got like hormones, I'm a woman, of course we do have hormonic cycles, I get unclear skin. That is like something I was working on with the subliminals first, getting rid of unclear skin, for example, when maybe I should focus more on still balancing myself. The problem is I thought I was pretty balanced. I thought I was there basically, but just maybe I should put my focus back to that more. But so yeah, this is a reminder for everybody: when stuff comes up, it's never the other person. The other person is just a mirror. And it's always reminding yourself, no, we are not crazy. It's an insane journey, like a twin flame journey. It's, for me, basically, it has been most of the time like a smooth ride, because I've had a catalyst twin. So I was dealing with the deepest shadows with my catalyst twin for like, I told you earlier, I met him 2009, and then by 2015, I was absolutely trusting. I was in my center, and then in 2018 I encountered my twin flame. I couldn't have met him sooner, because our worlds usually, like, they do not collide at all, so it's like a miracle I even met him the first time, you could say. It's like insane. It's insane, basically, like how that happened. But that's what many twin flames say, right? It's just like weird stories. Anyway, so I have dealt with the biggest issues, trauma, like the fear of abandonment and stuff like that. So with my twin flame, it was not so much about like awakening the painful journey. It was more about ascension. And since he came into my life, there's so much growth happened inside of me. And I've started meditating when I was like 21, I believe, maybe 22, like a long time. And I've always been connected in some way. My teenage years, I kind of like, yeah, still I was into astrology in my teenage years, and Wiccan stuff, and then started reading tarot cards when I was 19. So when I said awakening, to me it doesn't mean like connecting to the other realms. I've naturally always had that. But you could say, like, when it comes to healing, understanding myself even better, and of course my psychic ability is growing. That happened even before I met my my catalyst twin, and with my catalyst twin even more, and then with the real twin flame, it just accelerated. Like, wow. And I always tell my clients, when they're doubting this connection, you will see if it's a true connection. It doesn't have to be twin flame, but even a strong soulmate connection. You will see if it's a true connection when you have developed yourself faster than ever before you met this person. That is how you see if it's a real connection. If it's like a karmic stuff, or like a karmic cycle, something like that, then there's stagnation going on. And that, like, even in a twin flame journey, there can be stagnation for a short period of time, of course, but then you always push through. So if you developed in a fast-paced movement, then it's a real connection. A real connection will turn you inside out, basically. And if you're just like staying stuck in cycles, waiting for the other person, being upset about the other person, blaming the other person, being mad at them for not coming, then it's not a real connection. Then a real connection, you can always tell by the progress you're making, because they awaken something inside of you that's like, they start some kind of movement inside of you that cannot be stopped. It can pause, of course, for a short period of times. You have other stuff in life sometimes, but it won't really stop. You will just keep on growing faster and deeper rooted than ever before. That is how you recognize a real connection. And I can honestly say, since I encountered my twin, I'm a whole new person, and I owe it to him, and I love him for that. Even if he would never get together, I would absolutely love him for that, and I wouldn't miss it for anything. But I'm still, of course, I honestly believe twin flames are meant to be together, and the only thing that is keeping twin flames apart from being together is, again, oneself. Unhealed issues, not believing in it, and most of the times, except for those very, very rare times, I don't doubt it because I could feel it like with every cell of my body. But okay, let's do this. Let's start with the collective message. Again, there will be 4 piles. I'm going to do those later. We're going to create those piles now. There's lots of cards, and I hope I will have time for the battery dies basically to do all of the piles. We gotta rush this a bit, but let's start this. Okay, so let's do the collective channel. This is the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to show you which decks I'm using, and look, we got Hope. Hope is the first card, and you know, I wasn't aware. I don't always remember what is the card on top when I put it in, you know, last time I used that deck. So thank you, spirits. It's the first message is there is hope, and the, I would say, yeah, I'll take it. Fertility, it's the Empress. So there is something growing. That is good. It's a card of new beginnings. It is a card, yeah, of expansion and what is happening with the heart chakra. So it just, do have the Empress here? No, we still have, doesn't matter. But the Empress just had like some circles around herself, like a green circle, and so we do have the heart chakra. Heart chakra awakening. I especially today felt it in my solar plexus chakra, so I did that. Did my work on that. How many cards for each pile, spirit? 2. Okay. Okay. And again, hope is still on top, and you see what I see here? It's the Tower, and I see spiritual union. It's the 2 of Cups. So there is, with the Tower mode, I can feel it right now, obviously. Tower moment day. Where's this Tower moment leading the collective? There is spiritual union. It's the 2 of Cups, 2. And look at this beautiful, beautiful image. So yeah, but I do feel this, and right beneath it we do have prosperity begins, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And you see, I love how this, somehow it's weird, there's a walnut, it turns into an apricot or apple or peach tree, I don't know exactly, but there's 2 people kind of like nurturing that. 2 beginning, both want it. And this one is weird because this one is upside down. I usually make sure I never put my cards upside. I don't have OCD, but I'm kind of like, oh, have OCD with that. Firm foundation is upside down. So yeah, so with the Tower, and that's the third eye here. So with the Tower, I feel like it's losing our ground, like getting shaken in order to get to this firm foundation. But you know, there's like some securities are kind of like missing right now. And this card as well. Look, we got the crown chakra, heartache and loss. It's the 3 of Swords that was in reverse, and makes sense. We had the heart chakra, and then we have love begins, which is the Ace of Cups. 2 aces on top of one another. There is love, and it's going to be grounded. But yeah, we had the heart chakra in reverse, so there is old pain and heartache is what's going now. Where's there's more? What the hell did I do there? Change, there's change coming. I don't know why some of those cards, there's more. Like, what the hell? Spiritual strength. It's about to find strength. And we have the throat chakra. Yeah, stuff is not being communicated that wants to be communicated. Yeah, okay, and then we have stand your ground and solar plexus chakra. So please, if this resonates, please do work on your throat chakra and solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus is self-worth, and we have stand your ground with self-worth connected. And what else do we have that is upside down here? And why the hell is stuff upside down? Oh, devil temptation. Okay, but that's it. Okay, so temptation, the devil. Yeah, I've been dancing with the devil today. I felt like it. And I think it was upside down, which means we are getting out of devil energy, and hence the Tower, hence the opening of the heart chakra. but there's still some stuff in order to get forward. But remember, the first card we saw was Hope, the star, in this deck. That's the Romance Angels. You know this deck probably, very popular, and very soon, first card we'll see. And getting to know each other. Getting to know each other, of course, is another new fresh energy. It's religious factors to me means, I don't usually never like see this. I always read spiritual path. So this to me means spiritually guided. That's how I personally read this card when it comes up. I know it's like a spiritual, like a guided connection. Getting to know each other is, of course, we are going through some massive changes in the collective and in ourselves. Look, there it is again. And then we need to get to know each other like in a new way. And I just okay, wants to come out again and again and again. Getting to know each other to me has a fresh new energy, and I'm feeling dizzy right now. There's energy going through. It is safe for you to love true love and it's deception. Okay, this looks like a paradox. So, but this tells me it is not a deception that this is true love, because we do have it is safe for you to love. If those two would come out, I was like, maybe some of you, or me, are making it up. But no, it is safe for us to love. So I'm getting it's like something that has not been revealed yet. So there is something with the throat chakra in reverse. There is something that needs to be revealed. Something is not has not been spoken about right now, and that is something that needs to happen in order to live the true love. But again, it is safe for you to love. So don't mind the deception card. I don't see it as that bad. It just tells us that there's some it's not been talked about basically so far. This one wants to come. It is worth waiting for. Yeah, thank you, spirits. And trust. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get the message. It's what's lacking a bit today, but I am trusting. So we see this as confirmation. As the Zodiac Oracle. I wanted to get this deck today because I want to see what kind of energy we should more like get into, or what kind of energy is working. Look, we got Scorpio. I'm not surprised. Scorpio is connected to death, shadow work, healing, deep healing. It's Pluto. Pluto is confronting your own shadows, and again, that is what's happening right now. It's looking at the depth. Scorpio is the psyche. It's also sexual trauma that can be healed for some, maybe. So I'm not surprised. Scorpio, healing. What else? Is there anything else, spirits? Okay. We got fire and Taurus. I mean, we are entering Taurus season. Today is the 21st. It's my brother's birthday, and he's a cusp baby. He's 0 degrees Taurus, and also like he's a cusp sun and cusp moon. Can you imagine? His moon is also 0 degrees. Scorpio, actually. So between Libra and Scorpio. And fire. Maybe just got out of fire. Aries season just ended today. Again, today is the 21st of April when I'm recording this. It's about what I get with fire. Fire is burning away old stuff. And then when we get into Taurus season, maybe it will be a little bit calmer. I hope so. Taurus is one of the Venus signs. It is connected to love, but also, of course, to money. Libra is the other Taurus signs. The Venus sign. Like Libra and Taurus are counterparts, because Taurus is the yin, so the yang, the feminine part of Venus, and Libra is yang, the masculine part of Venus. So since we had Libra and Taurus coming up, there may be something happening in love. But remember, Venus is also governing finances, because it's governing the second house. And Taurus is talking about finances, so there may be something happening. And Venus, I was just talking about Venus. So again, love and finance may be an issue coming up now. But now I'm drawing those. Okay, Cancer. Maybe for some, something is happening in Cancer season. Cancer is also connected to the mother, to the moon, a bit to the psyche as well, and to nurturing yourself. So it's important to do your self work, nurture yourself, and also connected to the home. Yeah, Pluto again. Look, 22 is the number of union. And Pluto showed up with Scorpio, kind of like, yeah, Pluto is doing us rough right now, right? But Pluto, I kind of like Pluto. I like the bad boy planets. To me, the bad boy planets are Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus. And I like them because many people forget Saturn is also the planet of serious commitments. And Pluto is healing, breakthroughs. Something's happening with Pluto. And I know the tower is connected to Mars in Tarot, but to me it's more like, no, it's not Pluto, sorry. To me it's connected to Mars. To me it should be connected to Uranus, not Pluto, sorry. Yeah, Pluto is healing, transforming anyway. So that is what's happening right now. It's big transformation on the global. And I just dropped my cards. Okay. Whispers of Love. That's a lovely deck. I got Demonstrate Love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. We got Embrace Your Emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Yeah, that's why I was crying earlier. I learned for myself never to push down emotions. If I have to cry, I have to cry. And I am a sensitive person. I've got lots of Scorpio. Well, actually, I got Mars in Scorpio. And the only one of the personal planets. But strong 8th house and stuff like that. But it's important to never oppress your feelings. But whatever you oppress can turn into mental diseases, addictions, or even physical diseases. So it's important to, when something comes up, to just let it out. And that is what's working for me. So I am emotional, not in a way that I get aggressive. Hardly ever. I'm not an aggressive person, but like I cry when I can't even watch a movie without crying, basically. But it's getting out, and then it's out. It's done, and that is what's important. Because if you hold it in, then you still carry it around. So it's better to leave it out right then, and then it's done. It doesn't matter. Like 10 minutes later, it's fine. You know. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. So you had the heart chakra. It's about connecting more, and I didn't want to get another one, but we got focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. So look what is good in your life. What is happening that is good in your life. And just, because you know, if you focus on the good, the universe will make the good grow. And we got physical touch is important, if that resonates. If you focus on the negative stuff, that will grow. We got nature's whispers. And look, intuition first. Listen to your intuition. And illumination. So that is what's happening. Wait, intuition was 36. Number 2, illumination. Reminds me of the High Priestess, but also it's what has been in the dark. You know, we had the tower coming through, and what's been in the dark will then be illuminated. It will made aware. And remember, we had the deception card with the mask. Something will be revealed. And again, intuition. Secret power of animals. Yeah. Cycles, reflections, perspective, release. So there is stuff that is getting released right now, and it hurts. Expression, communication, acceleration. Acceleration is, and we just had 36 earlier, so 36 may be important. 3 is number of growth, and 6 is balance. So it's about growing and balancing. Orange belly parrot. Radiance, expression, communication, acceleration. Yeah, but I feel acceleration. We had the accelerated motion with the other deck as well, the 8 of Wands in that deck. So is there another message for the collective? I have to hurry up a bit because I mean it's at a time I will run out of battery otherwise. Fairy Wren, spontaneity, vibrancy supports the muse. So we are getting support from spirit, and maybe some of us are actually getting some kind of signs, maybe through music or art, or that you hear something and okay, this is a message that is personally for me. And same on faith, determination, independence, change. So we have change again, but also faith. Be determined and don't give up. Go on. Go on, go on, go on. We need to go on. So that's the Oracle of Shadow and Light. Powerful personal growth. Again, and adds up to number 5. 5 is number of change. So that is what's happening right now. Again, the Tower and the heart chakra. It's rough. Healing is rough. Purging is rough, but it's worth it, right? We got Strange Valentine. Love is strange. That's what I was talking about earlier with my twin flame. It's definitely a strange connection, but I love that guy so much. Storm Angel. Collision of beliefs, styles, attitude, energies. I believe that's happening, like with the Tower. We see all the lightning here. It reminds me a lot of the Tower. So there is collision of beliefs. There is, I read it as collision of the higher self. You have the intuition coming up and the ego. The devil has been reversed for some reason. So I'm feeling that there is some kind of, clearing when it comes to old belief systems, purging, and we are all going through, maybe not all of us, we're all in different stages, but major part of the collective is going through that. And no, I'm not getting, no, it's too many cards, it's okay. Flower of Life, I love those cards. And of course, I remember I used this in the other reading. I want to read it again. In the other reading, it's the last reading, it's like a message from a person, something like that it's called. I knew this would come up, and I always draw those cards looking at the ceiling because I don't want to get influenced by the pictures. So I always draw them blindly, and I was about to say, I bet this is coming up, and then it came up. I was kind of glad I didn't say it because I didn't want people to think that I said, oh, it's kind of coming up, and then I just like intentionally grab it, which I never ever do. I don't ever intentionally grab cards, but this is it. Okay, I'm going to read it again. This is, you remember the spider spirit I have been channeling, and it's basically what's happening now, weaving a new web, and the old stuff it has to burn, and so I love this card. Weave your life. You are standing on the edge of everything you desire. Take a step or a leap into what the mind perceives as the unknown, and you will pull towards you all you dream about and desire. Create, create, create. You are a work of art in progress. Weave a different web full of your dreams and desires, and be willing to meet them when they arrive. Get yourself ready by knowing they are on their way and by being present in each moment. If you're being distracted by the future or the past, you won't know that they have arrived. Your life is happening now, and you're weaving the direction of your life in this moment. Where would you like your life to go? The choice is yours. Spiral inward and feel your wonderment. And again, it's us who are weaving the web, okay? It's not ever the other person. I said that in the beginning. It's never the other person that is to blame about everything that we're going through. It's always ourselves. The other person can only project. And again, I'm looking at the ceiling. I don't want to be influenced. Would it be funny if I drew the same card again? I bet I didn't. Okay. So I love this stack. Look, merge. I don't know. I just turned it around and I saw merge. I felt like I had to read it. Allow your head and your heart to merge together as you embrace all parts of you. And that is what's happening when the ego is basically dissolving, when the devil, is getting upside down. It's leaving. It's what's happening. The marriage of ego and soul creates an expansion and awakening where your resistance to new ways of being and thinking dissolves, unveiling the love and truth of you. Just for today, start from where you are and choose to feel the best you can in every moment. Love yourself by caring about what you say to yourself. You can choose to love your mind and all its thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and characters. Today you can choose to say to your mind, I hear what you say. However, today I exercise my free choice not to listen. Again, mind is the ego. Today I choose a new story for myself, and whatever you say to me doesn't matter, for you are a part of me, and today I choose to embrace and love every part of me with a big cuddle. You are stronger than you think. You are not who you think you are. You are much, much more. Again, you can pause, and need to go on now, but again, it's basically what we've been talking about as well, right? It's the merging of the heart and the ego, and that is just indicates that some old like shadows still have to like dissolve. Look, we got Emperor and Empress on top. It's the couple. So you know what, I'm so scared I'm not going to get all the readings done. So what I'm going to do this time, I don't usually, is I'm setting a timer for 20 minutes, and I'm trying to stay into that. And as soon as my wrist is starting to vibrate, I know I need to wrap up one pile. Maybe I'm even doing a bit less. I don't want to get disconnected. So spirits, you heard me. We need to channel fast today. There's a lot of cards. And again, I'm using the entire tarot for out of the piles. So you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have some stones if you would like to choose stones. This one wants to go for number 2. The amethyst wants to be number 1. We've got this kind of like hearts, 3, and the rose quartz, number 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And yeah, as usually we start with number 1. And let's see, what the spirit wants to tell you right now, what is important. And look, we got the Son of Cups. There may be some kind of love offer coming in, or also maybe you are going to, you see there was this guy in a boat getting from one ground to the other side. So maybe you are emotionally getting like to another side, healing in some kind of way. We've got, okay, the 10 of Swords. You should watch the message, the channeled message. I can already tell you. The Sun and the 9 of Cups, which is beautiful. But yeah, with this card, it's basically what the collective channeled message was talking about. You got Balance, number 11. You've got the 5 of Swords, Conflict and Defeat. This card I'm going to put aside for later. We got Angel de los Muertos. Transition to the spirit realm. Okay. Let's not take that literal. Gaia. Harmony, abundance, wholeness, forgiveness. Honestly, please watch the collective message. There will be stuff for you in there. Perfect setting. Beautiful picture. Number 9. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. We got Uranus. We got chemistry and engagements. So yeah, I'm feeling like Spirit has a message for me in this pile as well, to be honest. Angel de los Muertos. Okay, maybe some of you have lost somebody recently. I mean, I haven't personally lost somebody, but that's what I said in the intro, that I was crying because somebody that was important to me, even if I never, like an artist that was important to me in my teenage years, I learned today passed. So yeah, I was crying today. But maybe some of you have lost somebody recently, and we can take this card literal. Transition to the spirit realm. It could also indicate that somebody on the other side, like a beloved person that has passed, has a message for you. So if you cannot connect to spirits, to your deceased loved ones yourselves, you can get a reading from a psychic medium, or you can, I have two pick cards that are called messages from a deceased, two or three, I think three basically. 3 cards, pick a card, messages from a deceased loved one, so you can pick one of those readings, and maybe there's a message for you in there. Or of course you can contact me for a personal reading, and I can do one of the channeled message from a deceased loved one. But that may be literally that somebody you know has passed, or also it could indicate that spirit wants to talk to you, like, you know, you have psychic abilities yourself, and you should try to connect yourself more. Do your chakra work, then ground yourself. The more you ground it, it actually affects the other chakras too. You know, people always think like they have to work on their higher chakras. Yes, you need to work on your higher chakras to connect to spirit, but it's like a pipe. If the bottom is clogged, then the energy just won't go through. Uranus reminds me, as I said in the collective channel message, a lot of the Tower. So Uranus is sudden shifts, sudden movements. It is something that is coming out of the blue. It's connected to Aquarius energy. Of course, Aquarius is connected to the crown chakra, so it can talk about some kind of insight you get connecting to spirit, but also a Gaia connecting to earth. So I see also connecting to the root chakra may be very important right now. And it says harmony, abundance, wholeness, forgiveness. So something needs to be forgiven, maybe. And this card reminds me of that as well, because we do have two paths here. And one path, there is this burning fire, and one has this moonlit like scenario. And there's two people, they have like this painful ending. And this always reminds me of, okay, choose a path. If you stay on the old path, you're gonna get burned. There is something you need to leave behind. It can be anything. It can be old belief systems, negative thinking, people in your surroundings that harm you, job you hate, whatever it is. But there is something you need to leave behind. And again, for some of you, maybe it did happen quite literally. But again, for me, usually this is you need to leave something behind that no longer serves you, something that is basically harming you. However, you do have the Sun and the Nine of Cups, which is amazing. They're two of the happiest cards. Then you got this beautiful balance card. And balance reminds me of finding balance within yourself, your inner self. And yeah, basically balancing yourself, right? Finding inner balance. Do your chakra work again. Conflict and defeat with Uranus. I'm feeling like some old stuff may have come up for you. And what I was saying, I mean, the amethyst is also connected to the crown chakra, of course, so there may be something coming out with happening when it comes to ascension. And what happens when we're ascending is that old negative energy has to get out of your energy body. And that happens by coming up, and that is painful, it hurts, and that way it comes out of the energy body when it leaves you, but it can create pain, of course. It can create loss. And with the angel of de los muertos, I get maybe like something old is dying. There could again be old belief systems, an old life basically. With the conflict and defeat card, always see somebody going down into the shadows, and it's a sword card. That could be also negative thinking. You pull yourself down, but here we see figures. They're painted on the wall, running. I'm trying to focus so you can see them. Yeah, you see those figures, those people here running back up into the light, which to me indicates, yeah, I have to go down, face my shadows, maybe find some wisdom here with this little candle, and then go back into the light, get back up. but again, it can be painful, and number 5 is a number of change. We do have two number 9s, 9 of Cups and perfect setting. Again, 9 is, yeah, the ending of a cycle as well. Perfect setting. Yeah, I'm feeling like there's something good waiting for you. Something good is coming for you. Maybe you cannot see it yet, but look like this person is basically painting the sky. Yeah, I get this like manifesting as well. Like you're manifesting something. Your thoughts are painting your reality basically. And balance, of course, is very important if you are on a soul connection path, because you can only draw your person in once you are balanced. And I just feel drawn out. She's holding the hand over her heart, so maybe the heart chakra, that there's something going on there. Then we have chemistry and engagement. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, so you are going to attract your person once you found balance and you got more into this happy energy. But again, getting to a happy energy, my throat chakras kind of clocking up right now, sorry, that never means that you mustn't feel pain, because again, shadow work may be required. That's what I said about crying. We always have to face our stuff. It has to get out. It can only heal if it gets out, and crying is healing basically. It does something to your hormones. It's good, it's healing. Crying is important. So don't be scared. Many people think, oh, like, I'm so spiritual, meaning I can never ever ever be unhappy. That is so not true, because if you always push stuff back into your subconscious, it is like a computer program. It is still running and you're still manifesting on default. It is important to clear out those programmings by using, for example, the revision technique. I was talking about that in the intro, what I did recently. And what I said in the intro as well is, when you do shadow work, it can feel worse for a moment. Always what is the word, compare healing to coughing. Usually you get coughing after a cold, and it's a sign of healing, because your lung wants to get rid of the like slime in your lungs, right? So it is often connected to healing, but to me the coughing part is usually worse than the actual cold. So healing can be painful sometimes. And then we got engagement, and it says high level of commitment. And what I'm seeing here most likely is, be committed to your path. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Be committed to this connect if you have a soul connection. If not, it's just your own path of ascension. Be committed to that. Be committed to doing your shadow work. Be committed to getting into this higher vibration, but you get that by getting rid of dark energies inside of you, not by oppressing them, again, by getting rid of them, by working through them. And that is what is helping you transition into, more like a spiritual realm, transitioning, connecting more to your higher self, connecting more to spirits basically. I'm feeling love endures. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So again, do not give up hope. In the collective message, the very first card we had was hope. So that is a gentle reminder to not give hope. So let's read this card here. You chose mystery. You can, of course, pause. Before I read this, I want to tell you, please reach out to me if you want a personal reading. I am available. Also, I thank everybody for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and helping me grow my channel. I appreciate it so much. And that's basically it. Also, if you want to leave a tip, if this helps you, there is a link below if you want to leave a tip. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. I don't know why I said I wish you all the best. I do, but I'm not finished yet. Let's read this. Sorry, my brain is a bit mush today. The mystical, the mystery, the secret is what we call something when we are yet to understand it within us. Once you feel it, you have direct experience with it. Once you understand this, a realization gently moves through you. I am love, and love is the essence of everything. A new inward journey to feel and understand the fullness of you will reveal itself. When you feel this and talk to people who are yet to feel their own mystery, they will think you're delusional, a little mad. Because they can't see it, they will do whatever they can to talk you out of it. However, as you become practiced in your new truth of being, support and understanding will move into your life through other people who have rediscovered the truth of themselves. It reminds me that a spiritual path, especially like a twin flame path, can be very lonely at some point because I'm getting dizzy again. There's energy going through my body so much right now. Um, oh gosh. Okay, so if you haven't experienced it yourself, then it's hard to understand, hard to grasp. So many people would think that they're crazy, you know. I hardly ever talk about my twin flame to my friends, to be honest. It is something that I do within myself, and because you often, not that my friends would try to talk me out of it, even though my best friend, she's like a Virgo moon. I'm a Virgo sun. She's a Virgo moon. She's not very into this. I mean, she takes it serious, and she's curious about it, but she doesn't like practice spirituality herself, especially to any extent that I do. Even though she is pretty much, I would say, awakened, but not like talking to spirit, more awakened in seeing that some stuff in the government and stuff is going wrong. She's also a smart one, of course, but I really talked to her about my twin flame because I don't want her to worry about me, basically. Because it's so easy to think, okay, it's just in your head. When you feel in your pure essence, it's not. But sometimes it's hard to not give up or lose faith. And again, for the most part, for me, it's been a smooth ride. So I don't get confronted with these emotions often. But yeah, we saw in the collective there is stuff coming up right now, and again, this pile does go through some stuff like this as well. I saw it in the very first card, because again, this is the card that is talking to me about leaving something old behind and transitioning to a new phase. And that is what the collective message was about in more detail, basically. And we do have the shadow work doing here, and we do have forgiveness on this card, and some kind of transition. And love endures. And Uranus, I mean, it's not the most gentle energy always. Uranus, again, is like the Tower moment. It's like boom, 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 there it is. A sudden change, sudden shifts. That change doesn't always have to be for the worse. It can be for the better, but it's like this sudden shift happening inside of you. And yeah, it can be confusing a bit sometimes. But overall, I mean, you have good cards with the Sun, Nine of Cups. Balance is a good card. I mean, Gaia is awesome. Perfect setting is awesome. So there's some good energy, even though I feel like for some of you maybe there's some kind of Tao moment or something going on, even with this card. And be careful whom you listen to. Okay, don't listen to those people who try to talk you out of it, not even if it's your own ego doing this. Because your new way of living, your manifestations and stuff, it will sink in. That is like last summer, I listened to Abraham Hicks several videos every day for a month. Several weeks, I guess, maybe like 2 or 3 months, maybe even longer. Pretty much every day, because I realize it really has to get sunk in. It's not good just to hear, to understand it with your mind. You need to understand it with your subconscious, your inner essence. You have to reprogram yourself. And that is the constant repetition. And then when I discovered Never Got It, again, I listened to videos about this. I did that for a month, basically daily, in order to reprogram my mind. And when I do fall out for a moment, usually it's been a couple of minutes, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, remember, and go back in, because I have trained my subconscious, and I know it's not 100% yet, right? I still have or had a Tao moment today, and your time is almost up. I still had a Tao moment today, so it happens, but I know that tomorrow at the latest I will be fine, most likely, because it's just, you learn to pull yourself out of it, not by oppressing it. Again, I never oppress, but by working through it faster, and by reminding yourself, okay, it's just everybody's you pushed out, so it's totally up to you to change the situation you don't like right now. So anyway, that was your pile number 1. I hope it gave you something. I hope you are doing well. And again, I thank everybody for liking, subscribing, sharing my content. Check out my other content, please. I have lots of different videos. And again, if you do have somebody who passed away, I'm so sorry, first of all. And then I do have pick a cards, channeled messages from your deceased loved ones. So I hope that will bring you healing and closure. And yeah, all the best to you, okay? Bye-bye. Okay, let's go to number 2. Let's get you to row cards. I'm only getting 3 because we have so many cards. And also I was talking so long in the intro, I don't want the battery to run out. That would totally suck. So we got 7 of Wands, bravery. It's the 5 of Swords. And we got rebirth, which would be, I guess, in other decks like justice, judgment. We got victory and success. Nice. We got 6-6, harmony is the lovers. And look, we got Gemini. Gemini basically is connected to the lovers card. So we've got this card. I'm going to put it here. We've got Snow Angel. The signs are with you already. Gecko, synchronicity, optimism, truth, mobility. Seek beauty. Beautiful card. Seek beauty. I feel like this pile is also for me. The last pile was for me, but this is also. Look at your inner strength, number 11. You are stronger than you realize. We got give your relationship a chance, and passion. I said it in the intro when I had like this Tao moment. I got on Instagram, and there was like this meme. It was just a text, and it just said, trust the signs. And I just had to laugh a bit, because I was like, oh my god, this is just real. Is it in my head? I've gone mad? And so the first message like Spirit gives me is trust the signs. And I was like, okay, thanks. And so there may be something like this going on for you as well, because we do have the signs are with you already on this card. And then we got synchronicity on that card. So I feel you are getting signs, okay? So trust them. Okay. This card basically is telling me that there may be something you are running away from, and I have to set the timer before I want to get through all of the piles. This card indicates running away from something. This person has killed this person, and those are the revenge gods or goddesses in Greek mythology, and they're following this person. So this means like maybe like running away from some kind of consequences, or oppressing something, not facing something. And that could be some kind of inner thing, you don't want to face something. What is it? And I can't tell you what it is. Basically, I can't right now. Maybe we do have look at your inner strength. Maybe you are running away from your own strength, because we do have this card is talking about bravery. So there's something that you don't want to face. And again, it's a collective reading. It may be a different message for several people. It could be shadow work, running away from shadow work. And again, for you, maybe also the collective message may be important. We had some very, very, very interesting messages there for the collective, what's going on. And maybe some of those messages will resonate you. But again, that's this running away. Maybe you're running away from this connection because you're scared to get hurt again. That could be something. Um, but you can't run away. I'm feeling drawn to them holding hands. Like this heart chakra is glowing, so there may be some kind of fear of getting hurt, fear of completely opening up, even though you do want it. Everybody wants to connect with the twin flame, of course, right? But there is, of course, old oppressed stuff that may be in the way. As I said in the intro, like, my twin flame is wealthy, and I don't have negative thinking about money, like, money is evil. I think I did have that, like, in my teenage years, but it's nothing like that. But to me, it's I'm absolutely scared of being dependent on somebody in any way. But you cannot live a relationship without being dependent on somebody in some kind of way. And if there's like this major difference between, like, financial status, then of course the person who has less is in some way dependent on the person who has more. It's just like, like even traveling together, I can't afford it, like, but he can. So that kind of stuff, and then I just had to remind myself, okay, I can have other stuff to bring to the table. I have a lot of spiritual knowledge. I've been a teacher for over 15 years, so that is stuff that is very valuable as well. So I do have stuff to bring to the table, even if it's different stuff, and so that was just one example of when you have a twin flame or a higher soul connection, there will most likely be some kind of issues. The age gap, another issue, for example. Like me being scared before I realized he was my twin flame. I felt that there was a soul connection right away. I've been working for this in this field for a while, and I was like, oh man, 19 years. So then women get older than men, so yeah, how many years do I have with them? Am I going to be alone for the last 3 decades of my life, basically? That was something I was scared of, this age gap. But then when I realized twin flames, that he was my twin flame, that kind of like disappeared, because I've read that twin flames can get really, really old. And now that I learned about manifesting, you can of course work on that as well. But whatever it is, there were just like 2 examples of what my issues are aware. And many twin flames, for example, have different cultures, whatever it is, age gaps, whatever it is. So there's often like stuff in our subconscious also of some, for example, I don't care much about what other people think, but many people do care about what other people think. So it is a lot of what will other people say if I'm dating this person, but who's, I don't know, younger and different culture, whatever it is, and so we have these subconscious programs that are kind of like clashing. On one side, we do want to be with our person, and on the other side, we are scared of being with the other person in some kind of way, because we've got these programs. So it is important to heal the programs and to truly be open to love. The ego is always like, yeah, I'm open to love, I want it right now, I'm open right now. But then there may be something that you're still not facing, because again, we do have this kind of running away. And I feel like you shouldn't run away, because the spirit is telling you whatever it is. For some of you, yeah, this is your person. And I just realized, look, we got number 33. Wow. Look here, we got 66. Can you see that? 66, basically. We got 33, 44, another master number. And I know it's not an 11, it's the Gemini symbol, but it looks like an 11. So we got 11. Sorry. Wow. So lots of master numbers. And master numbers, of course, I'm talking about self-mastery as well. And look, we got give your relationship a chance, work in your partnership. So again, for some of you, I feel like you're trying to fight this connection, or some part of you is fighting this connection. There could be like a split, ego wants one thing, heart wants the other. Ego is like, yeah, I want this connection right now. Soul is like, you're not ready yet because you still have old oppressed stuff, or the other way around. Soul is like, this is your person. The ego like, nope. Sorry, my throat is and are closing right now. So it is about self-mastery and about seek beauty. It could be like see what you like about this person, what is special about this person. Even though I don't know why I'm talking about person, it's not a twin because we do have the lovers in the Gemini. Okay, and sorry, I don't know. Maybe the two of you are not communicating clearly. My throat chakra is really closing. But even if it's not about love, there is something in your life feels like you are running away from, even though spirit is telling you that is your path. And you look at the signs, and again, we're talking about synchronicity here. Now we got 6, 6, 33, 44, 11, 11. So there is signs even in this reading, synchronicities. And then we have running away from something and give your relationship a chance. And then we got what else is good. It's like bravery. This card is bravery. This card is like, no, don't run away. Be brave. Face what you need to face, because it will be good then, because you will get your union then. So please check union, even if it's not with another person. It could be union with your job, it could be union within yourself, whatever it is you seek and desire right now, right? But this guy is talking about bravery, like getting the sword and like facing your battle. And the battle, of course, is an inner battle. And then we've got this card that is talking about being reborn. You see, there is the old king dying, who has died, and then he is reborn and coming out of it. So it indicates that something is dying, something like, again, this issue, for example. And then you do have this new beginning, and also you do have victory and success. And basically you got union, and we got, look at your inner strength. So we got bravery and inner strength, and give your relationship a chance. So whatever your issue is right now, if it's not love, whatever it is, spirit is telling you there is this something you maybe think you can't have, or it's too difficult, or whatever the reason is. But spirit is like, yes, you can. You absolutely can. We are sending you signs. You are on the right path. You just need to push through with passion. I'm feeling like you have to find the passion inside of you, find the fire inside of you, and then push forward. And then you will see that there will be a new beginning for you with the rebirth card, victory, success, harmony. But there's something, whatever the issue is, you are being guided. So I would advise you to maybe meditate, listen to your inner self, because your spirit already knows the answer. And not by your spirit, I meant your higher self, but also spirit, they know the answer, and they try to push you into the right direction. By seek the beauty, what I get is that maybe you are looking more at the negatives instead of the positives. You are looking more at the reasons why it's not working out, or why it shouldn't work out, or why it's complicated. And instead, spirit is advising you to shift your focus on what is good. What do you want? Because that is what manifestation works. Spirit always thinks you want what you focus on. So if you focus on complication, spirit thinks that you want to have the experience of complications, and is giving you more and more and more and more and more until you stop focusing on that. But the problem is, if you focus on complications and you get more complications, then it's hard not to focusing on the new complications, and then it's just building up and building up and building up, and you are getting further and further away from what you actually want. So it's important to shift your focus to what you want, to seek the beauty. Seek the beauty in your person. If your person has some characteristics you don't like, try to ignore them, unless, of course, we're not talking, again, we're talking about higher soul connections. If your person is abusive, in a way, it's not a high soul connection, okay? Because you cannot draw in an abusive person. You cannot draw in a high soul connection if you still have like that low energetic trauma that you attract a person that is abusing you. That's just not gonna happen. Okay. What hurts in a soul connection, I always say that, is not the other person physically or mentally abusing you. What hurts in a higher soul connection is you have expectations that you project on the other person, and they don't fulfill your expectation. You're like, I need to feel loved, so you have to love me. And the other person's like, no, it's not my job. It's your job to love yourself first, and then I can love you, you know? So it's always this way around. I just lost my train of thoughts, but whatever it is, focus. Exactly. If you see some traits on a person you don't like, try to ignore them and try to see more what you like. And then spirit is like, oh, you like him or her for that and that and that, and then you are getting more, you're manifesting more of the good stuff. But if you focus on the negative stuff, you're manifesting more of the negative stuff. Okay. You notice my heart, not my heart chakra. I said heart, I meant to say throat chakra, so maybe there's some heart chakra issue here going on. Yeah, we have it here. I mentioned that with the green. But my throat chakra closed, kind of like, and that's what Gemini is. Gemini is Mercury. It's communication. So maybe a person wants to communicate, or there is something you have to communicate. Maybe that is what you're running away from. Communicating something clearly, saying what you want. But again, if it never works with, if you, for example, have a lack of self-worth, and you can only attract a person that is disrespecting you naturally. Okay, you can only attract what you have on your inside. Then of course it doesn't help saying your person, oh, you need to respect me. Of course it can be important for your self-worth to express it, but that's not gonna bring change. The change cannot come if you need to express to your person you have to do that, because then they're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to change. But if you still have lack of self-love, then they just have to mirror that back to you again and again and again, and grow back and fall back into old patterns until you have dissolved the issue, let's say lack of self-worth, and then your person can treat you with respect. But there's something that needs to be, maybe for some of you, that needs to be said, or it needs to become aware. Gemini, again, Mercury is also of course talking about thinking, the thinking mind. So maybe there's something you need to work on positive thinking. But I want to get to this card because we only have like about 3 minutes left for this pile. I'm timing them this time because again, I don't want to run out of time. Okay, you got this beautiful card, nature. Take a moment today to stand outside and quieten your thoughts and breathing. Know the sun and your soul are always shining. The birds in your heart are always singing, and the flowers in your path are always opening up. You don't have to action these things being, you just have to turn up. Look around and feel into life. Notice how your dreams and desires surround you in many ways. It may not be the precise thing you desire, though it will give you the same feeling. Look for where your dreams and desires are instead of where they are not. Shift your perception and you will change your life. Oh my god, that is exactly summing up what I just said, basically. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because we do have synchronicities, right? So Spirit gave me the message. And when I read nature, I didn't expect that message, to be honest. Okay, so again, it says what you focus will come. Shift your perception, you will change your life. And it also says look for where your dreams and desires are instead of where they're not, which also indicates seek the beauty, see what is good, and don't focus on what is not good, because if you focus on what is not good, again, you will attract more of that. It's a beautiful card, and again, you don't have to you don't have to action these things into being. You just have to turn up, which indicates, again, once you make that shift within yourself, the outside will shift. But so look what you are running away from. Listen to the signs, or you can specifically ask for signs. For example, this is just an example. When I wanted to make sure this person was my twin flame, I asked Spirit, okay, if this is my twin flame, please show me 3 golden dragons within a week. And I forgot how I saw them. I mean, it's like 2 years ago, but I did. And then another time, like a year later, I don't know, the doubt was creeping in. I was again, okay, if this is my true twin flame, and I tried it with other questions too as well. If this is my true twin flame, I want to see 3, and then I always take whatever comes to my mind, and I like animals, so it's usually animals. And I said bears. not teddy bears, but real bears. Could be like ice, with like polar bears or brown bears. I don't care, but bears. And that day I wanted to go to the, or it was like the next day I wanted to go to the bank. I needed to go to the ATM and get some cash. And the ATM was broken, so I had to stand in line. And there's always like a screen. And so while I was waiting in line because the ATM was broken, I saw a picture. There's always like news on it of the actor Jason Momoa like feeding a brown bear with a cookie or something like that. So that was bear number one. Then in the evening, I was kind of like watching a pick a card, which I occasionally do, and this person had the same power animal deck that I used, not this one, the other one, and the brown bear came out in this pile. So I was like, okay, number two. And the next day, I went to see my family. They live like 12-minute bus ride from me, and my mom wanted to have like specific puzzles, and she's like shape puzzles, and she was like, okay, can you please find out what company they're made from? So I was doing research at home and found that company, and I was looking through those puzzles, and I found like 3 or 4 puzzles that have bears on them. So that was like number 3. So you can ask for signs. Just be specific. Don't cheat yourself. Don't say I want to see dogs and go to a dog park. Don't say I want to see orange cars when you know your neighbor has an orange car. Don't ask for red cars when everybody has red cars or black cars. Use something that is possible, but not common. Like, for example, one time I said ravens. I want to see, I don't know the difference between ravens and crows, I have to admit. And where I live, I occasionally see them, but not every day, like rarely, seriously. And I was like, okay, I want to see crows. 3 crows within like 4 days, if that is true. And I did. So you can use animals, you can use like a specific car, like I don't know, for example, to me one of my symbols is Twingos. Like one time last time I saw my twin, I wanted to ask spirit, okay, should I go there? And then I saw to Berlin. He was in Berlin. And do I still have that? I want to show you if I still have this paper, right? I think I know where it is. I think it's like basically right here. Yeah, I do. Oh my god. So, okay, ignore that. I just dropped something. So, he was in Berlin that day, and I wanted to ask Spirit, should I go to Berlin? And then I'm like the next day, 2 days later, I went grocery shopping, and I took another route because I had to do a little detour. And all of a sudden, I felt drawn to. Not even before that, I was walking past 2 people, and they were like, okay, I have to go down there just to make sure. And I picked that up, and actually Berlin is north, so I would have to go up. I got the message, go somewhere to make sure about something. And then I was walking past a car, and my gaze was drawn to it, and you can hopefully see what it says. Berlin go. So Berlin, go. It says Berlin, and then go to Berlin. Was the name of the car. I didn't even know that there are cars that are called Berlingo. And right next there's like this pedestrian walk, then there's cars, and then there's a house. And I had seen a statue before, but it was like the car was there, and then the statue was like right there, and it's a bear, and I mean it's Berlin, and it's on their flag, so it's the sign of Berlin. And then when I went home after grocery shopping, I was on the way to grocery shopping, and he was already laughing. I mean, I was saying to Spirit, okay, if I should go to Berlin, I want to have a clear sign, basically like a sign saying go to Berlin, and then I got Berlin go. And when I went home from grocery shopping, I noticed a car that I never noticed in my neighborhood before, and it was a Twingo. So, twin, go to your twin, right? So if you ask Spirit for signs, you will get them. And that's what I said earlier when I was like doubting it. Spirit is bombarding with signs that this person is my twin, basically. And I did go to Berlin, and I did see him, I did talk to him, and I did give him a letter and my contact information, so I know that he has my contact information. So anyway, yeah, you can ask Spirit for signs if they're not sending, or if you want to have something specific. Again, don't cheat yourself. Don't choose something you do see on a daily basis, or not even like I don't know. I know I see this once a week. No, don't. Like, I live in Frankfurt. I don't see we don't have bears here, so I asked for brown bears, and I saw them. I mean, I just described to you how I saw them. Spirit will make that happen in some kind of way, you know. So just choose whatever pops into your mind first. I had other clients that chose like specific car models that are like older type of cars. That's not every, like not a BMW. If it would be a BMW, it would be like a specific BMW in a specific color, for example. You know, you just don't fool yourself. That's all I want to say, right? But spirit will send you a sign. If the answer to a question is yes, you will get your signs. If the answer is no, you won't get your signs. And usually, if you don't see one is doesn't count, okay? Because the ego can produce one. You need to see like at least 3 in like a period. I usually say like 4 days to a week. Okay, within that time period to up to a week, ask for your specific sign, and you will somehow get it. Okay, so that was for you, pile number 2. It's overall a good reading. I mean, look, there's so much new energy coming in. We do have success, and I know I was like more focusing on this stupid one card because I feel you are on a good path. I feel there's just like this one thing you're not seeing, you're not maybe like communicating, you're not saying. And once you do, you have all this good stuff. You get all of this good stuff. And again, we have optimism, truth. This one says truth, and my third check was clocking up. So give your relationship a chance. There's something like inner strength, give it a chance, being brave, new beginning, victory and success. I mean, you see the pattern here, right? So I was just focusing on that because I want to push you there to understand you have it in your hands. If you need like 5 more years to get into this bravery mode, then you will wait 5 more years for whatever it is you want. So it is important for you to do your work, okay? And if it resonated, then I would appreciate if you would give me the thumbs up. If you like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm always looking for to your comments. They're so kind, usually. And I wish you all the best, number 2s. Okay, number 3s. Let's check what Spirit wants to tell you. Oh, we have got this card talking about inactivity. Maybe you feel like nothing has happened in a while. We will see. We will see what we've got. I felt like pile 1 and 2 both had like a message in there for myself as well. But we will see what this one holds in store for us. Oh, loss. Maybe you will resonate with pile number 1, but we'll see. Loss. Okay, 3 of Swords. The Son of Cups, okay, and the High Priest. In other decks, usually called the Hierophant. We got patience and planning. And look, we got synchronicities already because we got the Hierophant twice. Wisdom in this deck, number 5. And it's a black, is it called like rim? It's the Hierophant in this deck. So you got 2 Hierophants, which is interesting. Okay. We got this one. I'm going to put it here. We're going to read it later, but I just saw it's called Universal Law. You will see what it is. Probably has to do with the law of attraction. Fairy of the Divine Hand. Intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. Okay. We got Dragonfly, magic, spontaneity, immediance, and change. We've got Make a Decision, number 11. We've got Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true, pertaining to who you are and how you feel. We've got the Moon. Oops. We've got heart-to-heart conversations and soulmates. Okay, give me a second to take it in. Okay, first of all, you're very, very, very much led by the divine because we got the High Priest twice. And if you do have a person, a high soul connection, then it is very important that there's mirroring going on and that your person is going through the same stuff basically than you are right now, or very similar with 2 High Priests. And also this card, I mean, patience and planning, the 2 pillars always remind me of like a higher soul connection. So, okay, and we got soulmate here. This deck doesn't have a twin flame card, so discards it being called soulmate. Just see it as a soul connection, okay? Whatever it is, and I want to turn on this light. Okay. So you are probably dealing with a soul connection. If you're not, then discard this part. It's a general message. Okay. Yeah, it kind of like fits the energy of what is going on in the collective. So maybe you want to listen to the intro where I talk about what's going on with me right now. Or I would advise all of the piles basically to watch the collective channeled message, because there is something going on in the collective, and I see it mirrored here as well. Yeah, there's some stuff going on. Okay, we do have the lost card, meaning maybe you have lost somebody. Maybe you are missing your person quite a lot right now, and you hope for your person with the Son of Cups to come forward. And if this is about a person, if it's not, if it's about a job, a friendship, whatever it is, then just basically take this as whatever you want is coming forward. But not right now, because again, there is still this lack mentality with the loss. And we have two high priests, the Hierophant twice, which to me indicates the spiritual realm, spirits that is guiding you, meaning keeping something away from you until it's the right time. And the right time never, ever, ever, ever has to do with a date, but always with your own vibration, your own energy, your own energy you send out, or your own belief systems. Basically, what is in your subconscious. Do you trust it or not? If you don't trust it, you can't get it. And that's unfortunately the issue. We often think like, yeah, when I get it, then I trust it. Like if my person is reaching out to me, then I trust it. But it's the other way around. We have to trust first, and then what we want is coming. We got patience and planning. So there is something that may require a patience. And again, patience to me is never, ever, ever connected to it does take long. Doesn't have to take long. Patience is an inner state of being. It's being relaxed. That is what patience is. And if you get into the state fast and you hold it, and you can have it soon. If you don't, then it may take a while, right? This card I don't like, to be honest. Fairy of the Divine Hand. This is creepy. Just today I was talking to a friend about, I'm at the university right now. I'm doing a Quentin Tarantino seminar that I had the first session today via Zoom. And we were just talking about Kill Bill, and not in a session, but to a friend, about the ripping out of eyes. We were just both talking about how we don't like eye stuff, and it looks like there's an eye on the hand. So I don't like the image of the card. It's creepy. I also like Tim Burton, the Island of the Lost Children, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's intoxication, distorted view, or indulgence. Well, I mean, distorted view. If you hand eyes on your hand, of course, it's distorted. And I don't know what those eyes are. Sorry for the little, losing, but distorted view. That's what I said in the intro. Basically, that some of us are going through a phase right now where we're questioning stuff, where you're doubting stuff, and of course you can't see straight in that moment when you're like full of doubt. It's important to get more into your own emotions, and we do have the moon here. The moon is the emotions in tarot. To me, it would be the one that is most signifying like of the soul. I believe the moon is the strongest aspect in our birth charts, the very strongest. And the moon so is talking about our needs, our subconscious as well. It's connected to Cancer. Cancer is about nurturing oneself as well. And the fourth house, which is the home, like feeling safe and secure. But also the moon is connected to our intuition. So you are basically asked to connect more to your intuition and not too much on what is on the outside. And also we do have wisdom in this deck. The Hierophant is called wisdom. So I feel like you are asked to learn something about manifestation, whatever it is. I always recommend the teachings of Neville Goddard. One channel I really like is called Unseen Seraph. Another one is Create Your Future. And another one I always forget, but it's by Joseph Alai, Alai. So you will find that they're talking a lot about what can we do in order to manifest what we want. And of course, it can take its time. That is what I was talking in the intro. An issue I have right now is like, I want to manifest something that's very important to me, which is my cat being healthy. And I always have to learn, okay, it can take a while. And that can, of course, be very draining, and it's very important to still stay in hope energy right then. But again, we do have this patience and planning, so you can learn, for example, manifesting, and it give it the time it needs. You can manifest that offer you want. We do have change coming here, and magic reminds me of the magician. Again, a magician is the card of manifesting, but I also don't like is intoxication or overindulgence. So if you're connected to a person, that could, of course, imply either to you or your person that there is something going on with, intoxicating themselves maybe. But also overindulgence could mean, if this is like your 10th pick a card today, maybe you're overdoing it a bit, for example. Overindulgence could be anything. It could be doing too much sports. It could be eating too much. It could be substance abuse, whatever it could be, playing on your cell phone, whatever it is, addiction to cell phones. But there is something that you need to take care of, that there's something, some kind of energy that is still holding you back. And that is what needs to basically to change. Be authentic to who you are. Yeah, again, this, please watch the collective channel message. Be authentic to you, who you are, can of course talk about self-love. Could be anything, like, where are you like denying your own feelings? Are you denying your feelings? Are you authentic to yourself? Are you trying to oppress your stuff? That is not going to end well. And then, of course, you get patience and planning. It does planning and make a decision. Very important, make a decision does not mean make a decision right now. You shouldn't just make a decision when you're not ready. Because with 2 Hierophants, I'm feeling like Spirit is talking to you, Spirit is connecting to you, and it's important to connect more to your higher self with wisdom, to get some kind of knowledge, to learn something before you can make a decision. Because if you make a decision, you first need to plan, planning is not the right word, but you need to inform yourself. And that is what I'm getting with the wisdom card. And here we have distorted view. It's like there's something you're not seeing right now. Distorted view. Be authentic to you, who you are. It's like you have kind of like a blind spot. And with the moon, I feel it has something to do with your emotions. It could be, for example, you feel like, I'm done with my shadow work, and you're not. The ego likes to do that, telling us, well, I have done none of my shadow work. And when that is not true. So it could have something to do with your emotions, but also, again, with your intuition. Like your intuition is telling you something, but you're not trusting it. You're not listening to it. There's something, distorted view. Something that needs to change. Maybe it has to do with you don't trust, like, this is a specific person, and we have, yes, this is your soulmate or your soul connection. That something there is true. And with heart-to-heart conversations, what I'm getting is, if you are in separation, you can talk to your person telepathically. There are even guided meditations on that for YouTube if you want to learn to do that, to send messages to your person. But my advice is, try not to send to them, oh, you need to come now, I miss you so much, because we have the lost card here. Because that is kind of like manipulating the situation. Don't try to force them to come, because they cannot come when your soul is not ready. And again, that's what may be the issue here, telling yourself you are ready when you are not. I'm not trying to say that you still have a lot to do, because you do have a lot of beautiful cards here. But again, there is something that needs to happen first, and I mean it's obvious. I mean, I hope you can see too with the distorted view that there is something that needs to be set straight, and that could also be negative thinking. As I always say, if you think negative, then spirit always thinks you want what you think about, what you focus on. If you focus on your person being absent, and that would also happen if you try to talk to your person telepathically, telling them to come, because then you're focused on their absence. And if you're focused on their absence, spirit is keeping them away from you in order to, yeah, mirror your emotion of lack. At the same time, if you are connected to a person with two high priests, I feel like you are both going through some kind of learning phase. And what I really like is that we have the sort of view, okay, that part I don't like, but then we have wisdom, which tells me that there is a shift happening. It may take a time, a while, because it looks like some kind of ascension. And ascension, of course, is not fun. Okay, a part of it is actually. It's not all of it is hard, but ascension can be a bit rough and it can take a while. But I'm feeling like you and your person, if you have a person again, are guided through some kind of ascension journey. And once you have basically gained new knowledge, then you can make a decision. And I feel like you should make a decision in some kind of form. Decision to be authentic, for example. Decision to learn more. Yeah, that could be the decision for right now. I want to learn more about manifesting, about healing, about how to heal past wounds, how to heal my lack mentality, whatever it is. For some of you, I get, again, this is, I don't know why this is, maybe because I heard today that somebody who meant something to me when I was a teenager died. So maybe if somebody of you have actually lost somebody with the lost card here through death, with the high priest twice, I feel like, again, this is a message only for maybe like few people. I feel like they have joined, or they are about to join your spiritual team on the other side. That does happen. They try to help us once they are on the other side. For me, the biggest one of my basically now closest people on the other side is my twin flame's mom, who came to me even 2 years before I encountered him, and I didn't know who she was. And it was just this, I went to a medium and he told me, okay, there's this lady, and took me like, every time I went to him, he was talking about this lady that I didn't know, and took me like 3 years after that to find out that it was my twin flame's mom. So she was with me even 2 years before I first saw him. So if there's somebody who's close to you, or if you have lost somebody, and yeah, it could be, we have loss. This is a messenger card and spirit. So again, this is for some of you, maybe you have lost somebody and you're getting a message from this person. This person on the other side, and it may have been recent, but maybe not. And I feel like for some of you, you are getting messages from somebody you have lost. I mean, you basically see that there is a spirit, a person who died in the back, and then we do have the snake healing. So if that is the case, I do have 3 pick a cards, I believe, that are called spirit, a message from a deceased loved one. Pick whatever one resonates with you, whatever video, and then there's like different piles. Maybe there's a message for you, but that is, yeah, for some of you, that's what I get. And you can trust it. If you don't get the message right now, it's okay, because with this again, this is a general message, so some of you may not be in this energy anymore. You have already passed it. You're more here already. Again, it's general, so people are in different stages. But if you feel like you are in this low vibration energy, and then it's okay. It's okay. We all are sometimes. It's just important to get out after a while. But do your grieving work. And what was I going to say? Yeah, when you are in this state, of course, your vibration is not high enough to connect to spirit. So it may be that you have to do some work first in order to then get the message. But I feel like there is somebody on the other side that has a message for you. If it's, and with this card again, I feel like it's a deceased person. If not, then again it could be an angelic being. But I feel like you have somebody on the other side who has a message and who is already messaging you or sending you signs in some kind of way, and it's guided. And I feel like they have joined your council up there, your team, your team. And if it was this person you love, then I'm absolutely sorry. Absolutely sorry. Very sorry. But then it's important to know, those strong connections, they never just go. Even if a person is no longer in the physical, then you can still contact them in the other realm. And heart-to-heart conversations are often, it says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I feel if we are talking about person alive, that is going to come eventually, not right now with these cards. But it is going to come. But I often get it more like heart-to-heart conversations, like heart chakra to heart chakra, communicating on an energetic level. That is what I often get with this card. So yeah, there is some connection to spirit. Again, it could be, and again, High Priest 5. I just got connecting in the 5D. That there's somebody who wants to connect to you in the 5D. But you have to do the decision if you want this to happen. Again, you have the intuition with the moon. So let's check out this card. It's universal law. So I guess it's about the law of attraction. Yeah, it is. It's just law of attraction. Very important, because again, you cannot attract. If you are in this energy, that is what you attract. Okay, you need to get into this energy. Universal law. Everything in the universe consists of energy formed into different vibrations. All that is experienced and created in this life is the result of the magnetic law of attraction. Through this law, energies of the same type come together. Again, if you're not healed, you cannot attract somebody who's healed. Not gonna happen. If you're negative, you cannot attract somebody who is positive. It's just, if you are in lack of self-love, you cannot attract somebody who respects you. It just can't work. Okay, through this law, energies of the same type come together. Whatever you focus on will come into your life. And again, if it's negative, it will be negative. If it's positive, it can be positive. It will be positive. The universe will never judge you, and as such makes no distinction between good and bad. Exactly. It only organizes energies according to similarity. Today, creating a vision for your life. Feel your vision, feel that feeling, and radiate it through your mind, body, and spirit. Hold that feeling, meditate on it, become it, and very soon you will have manifestations of your highest vision of your life. So we're talking about manifesting. So again, this is learn about it. Please, please, please. I give you channels, because you will get on a new vibration. You will get on a new, basically leveling up. And if you've leveled up, then your person has to level up. And again, if you have no person and you want a person, then you can draw in a person. Only if you already have your person, then that relationship can of course become better, if there's like more honesty as well. But again, be authentic to who you are. Don't hide who you are in a relationship, not to yourself and not to other people. Anyway, this is what I had for you, and I thank everybody for liking, subscribing, sharing, and checking out my other contents. And of course, I am available for personal readings, and I appreciate them very much. I love doing them. So you can contact me. My information is below. So, bye-bye. Okay, number 3s. Oh, look, you got the 3 of Wands. That's development, basically. Or evolving. I think it's called more like translated to evolving. So, pile of cards. Oh, you got the same card as the last pile. Was it the last one? I don't remember. Pile 2 or 3. I just did pile number 3, so I should know, right? What was pile number 3? Either way, if you feel connected, if you feel drawn to another pile, check it out. You do have this card. I think it was pile number 2. 3 of Cups and 9 of Wands. And for you also, the collective message may resonate. You will find it below. We have this card called Love, and I will put it here and read later. We've got Death and the Maiden. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominate. Okay. We've got Condor, cycles, reflection, perspective, release. This one came up in the collective message, so this might be for you. Leap of Faith, number 22. And we got the spider coming back. Yay. And be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. We got Choose Wisely. 7 of Cups, basically. And Sacral Chakra. We got Leo. We got Pay Attention to the Red Flags and Separation. Yeah, with these energies, I'm not surprised. But everything is okay. Everything is okay. You can manifest your person back. And again, you look, you got the love here. Okay? You got love. So we will read this later. Okay. So you may be going through some shadow work right now. Dark night of soul, something like that. To some extent, doesn't have to be as dramatic for everybody, of course. But there's healing. I see healing going on, which is good. I see healing with the 3 of Cups. Because to me, you know, there's like this apple tree. And apples are growing and ripening. And I always had the sentence in my, it's like a German proverb. I mean, if you pluck the apple too soon, it will hurt your belly. Yeah, you will get sick. Which always indicates, like, if you want something too fast, too soon, it's not going to end well. It needs its time to ripen. Also, it is a 3. 3 is always the number of growth and abundance. And 3 of Cups means the growing of emotions. That often comes to me if, for example, somebody has been hurt and their heart chakra has been closed. And now they're learning to open up and healing the heart chakra. So to me, a very beautiful card. And then you see like this dragon. Here is like a protective circle, you know, and then we do have this water. Maybe there's like some crying going on, but you are protected, and it just takes some time, okay? But there is healing going on. And I also see that this card, because we got release, cycles, reflection, perspective, release. So you are currently releasing some negative patterns, and if you are in a soul connection relationship, then your person is doing that as well. Oh, this, I'm feeling dizzy again. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance, death. Death, of course, is transformation. It's healing again. So another indication of healing. Boundaries violated. So maybe you are healing old trauma even. That you have been put through in your childhood by another person, by a person you loved, maybe even. For some of you, not for all of you, for some of you, I feel like the person, if you're dealing with the person you're dealing with right now, is not your person, your true person you're going to end up with, and that you're going to attract somebody, I don't want to say better. Yeah, better, but I mean, I don't want to say that anybody's not better fitting, better vibration for you. I don't want to say one person is good and another one is not. It's better for you, let's say that. Because with the Choose Wisely card, I'm feeling that maybe you are going to attract somebody else in the future. Sorry, this energy is kind of like hard. I feel, no, I've got like the image that like there's like a swamp and something is in there and have like to drag it out of the swamp, and the swamp is like holding back, and it's hard to draw it out. It's just like feels like what it is like to get through this information. With Leo, of course, maybe for some of you, maybe something happens in Leo season, but Leo, of course, is also talking about creativity. It's about fun, joyful, but also it's the card of affairs, like mistresses and what's the male word for mistress? Mister is not the right word. Mister is something. Yeah. Anyway, like for kind of like affairs would be also connected to the fifth house and Leo. So maybe again, this is like a person you already feel like this is not your true person for some of you, because they are red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I often see this card as you get signs from spirit. That might be as well. But I feel like something is wrong here. Something is off. I mean, look, we got this card. It's running away from something. It's trying not to face something. Maybe trying not to face a decision. Maybe you know that you have to make a decision of some sort and you're trying to run away from it. Maybe you're just hoping everything will be good. And, I'm always saying, if you do love this person, you can manifest this person. And we do have the sacral chakra, which is connected to manifesting. And you can manifest that person, but right now I'm feeling like this gives me like more like karmic energy. And again, a karmic, it can turn to somebody very special once the karmic cycles are cleared. And if you want to manifest that person, then you can, but you have to clear those old cycles first. And we do have the cycles, and right now it's time to reflect and get a new perspective, maybe with pay attention to the flags and separation. Maybe there's time to get a new perspective on something and release, maybe even release this person permanently, or releasing negative trauma. And trigger warning for some of you, maybe sexual trauma with boundaries violated. And the sacral chakra, of course, is the chakra of manifestation of sexuality as well. And if any kind of boundary has been crossed, there's an important to heal that in order to clear that. And if your person truly has crossed boundary with you, that's what I said in another pile, a true soul connection. I mean, that is different kind of soul connection. I mean, like karmic connections are true soul connections as well. But I mean, I mean, like somebody you grew old with, a divine counterpart is the word I was looking for. A true divine counterpart would never abuse you. They don't. What I always say is they do hurt you, yeah, but not because they are abusive physically or mentally. What hurts in a divine counterpart connection is that we put our our wishes, our desires on them. It's like, I feel not loved, so you have to love me, or you have to give me that so that I can feel whole. And that is not how it works. If you're not in self-love, then they cannot mirror love to us. So they're like, no, I don't. That's what hurts in a soul connection, that we don't get what we want. But a divine counterpart would never abuse you. So if abuse is an issue, please try to get help and get out. Okay? And I hope this message is for very few of you, because it's awful. It's awful and you deserve better. And if you feel like, oh, maybe it's gonna get better, this person is, if there's abuse, like severe abuse, maybe even sexual or physical abuse, it's not your person. Okay, it's not your person. You have somebody better out there, and you should better run. And maybe you are avoiding making a decision, because we do have choose wisely. We have this card. It's talking about some fighting, inner conflict, maybe conflict with other people, being aggressive. Maybe there, for some of you, something like this physical stuff has been going on, and if so, I'm sorry, you don't deserve it. And that's very important. You don't deserve that. Nobody deserves it. You don't deserve that. Okay, if somebody treats you that way, there have to be consequences. Pay attention to the red flag. Don't think, oh, it's gonna get better sometime. It's not gonna get better. If it's like, if somebody has crossed that extreme line, there's lines that cannot be crossed and you can't go back from, okay? But I'm feeling you will get somebody better, because we do have the love card here I'm going to read later. But of course, love always has to begin with self-love. Only if you are in self-love, we can attract love on the outside. And only if we're not in self-love, we can attract somebody who's abusing us. Be in the present and dream of the future is one version of manifesting. And again, please learn about manifesting. There's amazing YouTube channels. Some I like are called Create Your Future. My favorite probably is called Unseen Seraph. And another one, I forgot always how it's called. It's called something like By Joseph Ally. And Ally is spelled A-L-A-I. Be in the present and dream of the future. Be in the present indicates don't have those old cycles, like if we've been hurt, it's like those repeating cycles over and over and over again. And maybe you want to listen not just to the collective channel message, but only to the intro where I was talking about what I was going through and techniques I used, for example, if you're interested in that. But it's time for you to release something and to have a shift in perspective. And when we dream, everything is possible. Again, you can make a leap of faith. Spirit is asking you to do a leap of faith in order to create a new life for you. And I feel like this pile, more than any other pile, this is important for you to create a new life. And if you have been following me, I have been connecting to the the spider totem, and we have the spider net here. And that's what I always see, like weave your web, weave your life, like I think they're called Norns in the Greek mythology, the ones who are weaving the thread of your life. And I'm feeling like weaving a new thread, weaving a new life. And take a leap of faith. If you need to leave a person that is not good for you, take the leap of faith into a new life. Choose wisely, choose for you. Choose what's good for you. Leo, get into more light-hearted, good energy, proud energy, self-love. Leo is also the symbol, the sign of self-love, because it's the sun. Sun is connected to the solar plexus. Sorry, my throat. There's obviously red flags going on, but also invasion. Yeah, I mean, look at this card. It's like she's crying, and it's like it looks like he wants to bite her. But this card, and this is the good. This is one of the good ones in this deck, and in this reading. It's, I said in the beginning, card of healing, and you are protected by spirit. So you can take a leap of faith. If you have to leave something behind that's no longer good for you, you will be protected. But manifest it first. Visualize the life you want over and over and over again. If you say like, okay, I can't leave this person because I can't afford my own apartment, for example, you visualize living in your apartment and being happy and having enough money on the bank account, just living in your own apartment and being happy. And you just can't just be a short scene, like you unpack the last box when you moved in, and then you sit on the couch and you look around, you're like, finally my own apartment, like a short scene. And that you visualize over and over and over and over and over again. And then you tell spirit, okay, that's what I want to live in my own apartment. And spirit has to find a way to make it happen. Spirit has to find a way to make it happen if you just do it over and over enough. And so it's in your subconscious. And again, this is a card of manifesting. The sacral chakra is card of manifesting. We have running away from something, choose wisely, and leap of faith. But here first, there need to be old cycles that need to be broken. And you have separation. Maybe you need to separate from somebody permanently. If this message does not resonate with you at all, if you're like, no, everything is peachy, and that this is obviously not your pile, there are 4 piles in this reading, this is not your pile. Obviously, this pile, I feel, is for somebody who needs to listen, who needs to hear you deserve better, and nobody gets to treat you in a way that is invading your privacy and crossing your boundaries, violating your boundaries, and dominating you if you don't want that. you don't deserve that. You don't deserve having to fight all the time, somebody being angry with you. I mean, look at that bloody sword and bloody, like literally, and how he's ripping off that twig. This is like, I always forget what this word means. It's like being in a kind, like in an intoxicated state. Yeah, it's an intoxicated state, and this is fighting. Like you fight so much that you get like in this intoxicating state. This, it's major red flag to me. Major red flag. So you get to choose whether you want to start a new life, because again, you can. But one thing is important. Forgive this person doesn't mean forgiveness, very important, does not mean that they get to do that to you. But if you think of this person, you always feel bad, then you are not harming this person, you're harming yourself, and you even deserve better than that. And maybe you can, after you have distanced yourself, write a letter why you're thankful to make this experience, because maybe it gave you, maybe it taught you about manifesting and will change your life. So try to find the good in it in order to really leave that behind. But this looks like a major dark night of the soul tower moment. And this tower moment to me looks like it will be something good, because it feels like it will snap you out of something that is toxic, no longer good for you. Because again, you deserve better. You deserve to be treated well. And first thing also you should work on is your self-love. Again, Leo, work on sacral chakra and grounding chakra, the root chakra. The first three. Those are very important. Please, 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 please work on those. And everything else can follow. But those are very important, because the root chakra will heal like childhood trauma, and it will give you a sense of like security, like trust. The sacral chakra again can be sexual stuff, can be a guilt, shame, and also a manifestation. And the the solar plexus chakra is the chakra of self-worth, because again, we can only attract what we radiate. We can only attract somebody treating us bad if we are in feeling maybe like unworthy of something. But you are not unworthy at all. You are very worthy. You are worthy of being respected and loved. But let's see what spirit has here for you. Okay, it's love. So don't worry, this person is not the last chance for you to find love. It's truly not. Okay, love can overcome and heal anything. Love is all, and anything else is fear constructed by our minds. Love is divine power. Love is a state of being, not an emotion to make you feel good when you think something is missing. When you truly become love, you will see and feel that nothing is missing. Look beyond your perceived assumptions about everything to see into the heart of it all. At the heart of all experience is unconditional love. When you are completely present, you will feel the gift you're present. Gift may show itself as a good or bad situation. Again, bad situation may be a gift in order to understand. The gift may show itself as a good or bad situation. However, it is time to unwrap your present experience. Tear off the wrapping and find your gift, the gift of love. And we have present here as well. And again, love also indicates self-love. Probably the most important love of them all, because you are the only person who is with you from every day, every second, from birth to death. So again, take the leap of faith. There is something good coming. There is something good coming. Wow, this was a rough pile. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you have to go through that. But again, it's like the gift can be an unhealthy situation in order to snap you out of it. It awakens you in a way where you're like, okay, I realize now I can change it by changing myself. That takes you out of victim mode, which is very important, because if you stop being a victim, you won't be a victim anymore. If you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you will not be confronted like that. And the more you work on self-love, the universe has to mirror that back to you. So change always has to come from the inside, not the outside, always the inside, which gives you power to change it. And that is why, that's the gift in this not so beautiful reading. And I'm sorry again. I'm sorry. And again, if you're absolutely happy, it's not your pile, obviously not your pile. But that's okay. It's somebody else's. Somebody obviously had to listen to that message. Just a second. Ticker. Ticker. Sorry. Somebody had to get this message. And I hope the person who got this message did not click off frustrated. Because again, Spirit has your back. And take the leap of faith. And again, we do have the spider web. You are weaving the web of your life. Nobody else. Don't give anybody that power. Nobody deserves to have that power. You get to choose. Look, it says choose wisely, not somebody will choose for you. You choose. You choose which direction you want to go. If you want to stay where you are right now, maybe if you're not happy, or if you want to go somewhere better. And I'm seeing those two birds flying that way. I feel like Spirit is sending those signs, and I feel like you're getting some form of direction. And it's just for you to see it. And yeah, like, you know, like the North Star, you just follow the signs. And again, manifest. Please learn about manifest, because it's so important to me that you are out of all piles. I mean, all of the piles, but especially you understand you can take control, and it doesn't have to be like you take control by I don't know, just violating the person that's violating you. You take control by changing on the inside, by manifesting, and then the universe will have to deliver. If you just do it long enough that it is sunk in your inside, your subconscious. It may take a while, but then it doesn't matter how. You don't try to manifest how. As I said, the example of manifest yourself in the apartment, don't try to imagine, okay, the only way I can do it is by this, that. No, you don't know. You don't know how. The universe knows like a million ways probably to get it to you. And so don't try to ever manifest, oh, it has to happen in a specific way, because then you are taking all of the other ways away from the universe. Maybe ways that are way faster. You know, the universe has a million ways to get you out of the situation. You just tell the universe where you want to be by manifesting. You're already having it. You're already being there. And then it will just like miraculously unfold. So very important. It's again, Unseen Seraph. I love this channel. She has this video called Circumstances Don't Matter, but it's not what I meant. I think it's called Living in the End. And please listen to that, and don't just listen to the videos once. As I said in a previous pile before, I listened to them with headphones for a month, pretty much daily, while I remember even while painting something in my ceiling, painting my ceiling, while cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes, doing laundry. Use that time to repeat it again and again and again and again. It needs repetition in order to sink in. It would not sink in if you listen to it once or twice or 3 times. It won't. Listen to it 100 times if you must. Yeah, as I said before, I did it for a month, daily, several videos. It's just important to reprogram the subconscious, because when you do that, it has to follow. And I remember in the intro I said, yeah, I'm frustrated that not all of my manifestations are coming. Again, that's the big ones. They take a while. The big ones, like my cat being sick right now, it's traveling for me, of course. The more fear there's attached, the longer it takes. But I know manifestation works, because I have manifested lots of stuff. And some stuff really instantly. I thought of something and then it just appeared, basically. You know, the stuff you don't feel emotionally attached comes fast, very fast. Sometimes I'm amazed by myself. So I should have maybe said that in the intro when I was like complaining about some stuff takes a while, that not all of manifestations need to take long. You know, some can come pretty quick. Shifts can happen. So I know that I have experienced that personally. So I know it is real. I know it is. But anyway, that was you, pile number 4. And if you want a personal reading, of course, you can reach out if you want more advice on your particular situation. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. I wish you strength. And again, have a leap of faith. I feel like you can do this. You can absolutely do this. And I don't like to do timings, but maybe for some of you, even in Leo season, which would be end of July through like August 23rd or so. So you can do this. If not, again, Leo is just like the self-worth energy. It doesn't have to be a specific timing. But again, we do have healing here. That is beautiful. We do have healing, hope, leap of faith, choose, and release. And then love, release. And I think the separation card in this context may be a very good thing. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Now send you strength and hugs, and yeah, bye bye.